was once reported that brands lost around 1.3 billion annually due to ineffective influencer vetting. With the cost of buying followers and likes being cheaper than a full tank of gas, it is not surprising that some creators are buying them like sweets. So here are the 5 things that you can do to properly vet out your influencers so that you can avoid wasted budgets, PR disasters, or even brand damage. First up, vet out those creator profiles. Some influencers like to inflate their numbers with fake followers, making their impact look way bigger than what it really is. In last week's video, we went into detail on how you can sniff out a fake follower. So I've linked that video down in the description, but we have so much more to unpack here. Now, finding and choosing creators can be a long and tedious process. For example, when you manually receive analytics back from a creator, sometimes you never know if it's the real deal or not. I've been there, I have seen some fake stuff. It can get pretty bad. However, a tool like Modash gives you the superpower to be able to find creators against your criteria and instantly vet out their metrics like location, gender, engagement rate, fake follower count before you get into the nitty-gritty. You can always save your chosen creators by adding them into a list before moving on to my second piece of advice, which is delving into the content itself. When we surveyed 29 marketers, 44.8% said that brand fit, like style, tone, and values were the most important. A famous example of this is when Cristiano Ronaldo removed Coca-Cola bottles from a table and held up a bottle of water, promoting a healthier alternative. Coca-Cola's stock dropped by $4 billion in market value within a day. That's 4B. 4 billion, not million. This is why it is so important to ensure that the influencer's values fit in nicely with your brand, even in non-intentional moments, just like this one. The second thing to look into is authenticity and trustworthiness. A great example of success is Abbott Lion collaborating with creators who naturally incorporate their jewelry into their content. An example of failure, on the other hand, is Scott Disick's booty post when he accidentally copy-pasted brand instructions, making it obvious he wasn't authentic. Oops, doesn't quite cut it in the fire of public opinion. However, Abbott Lion's success shows 3 key lessons in influencer marketing. First, quality matters. Content should look and feel great. Second, integration is key. Sponsored posts should blend in naturally into a creator's feed. It shouldn't look out of the ordinary. And third, decide on the format and make sure the influencer's content style matches for what you need. I mean, if you know that day in the life content works best for your sponsored content, then work with a creator that has created killer content like this. When you also review the content, look at the creator's personality. A well-matched influencer can end up being the perfect long-term ambassador role. And lastly, 62% of our 29 marketers said that they look at what the influencers had posted most recently. Not only is this a great way to get a quick vibe check, but it also ensures that the influencers post consistently to stay connected with their audience and also in the algorithm's favor. You can manually check this out by vetting out their profiles. We can also use a tool like Modash, which has the last post filter that allows you to filter for inactive profiles and find creators who have posted in the previous 30 days, 3 months, or 6 months. You can also vet out the creators' most popular posts too. Number 3, look at the audience. The recent Poppy backlash brings this very point to the forefront of my mind. Now, if you've been living under a rock, the drinks brand Poppy gifted influencers luxurious vending machines as part of the Super Bowl campaign. Social media users viewed the campaign as a waste of money, extravagant, and out of touch, especially in today's market. But brands continue to make the same mistakes. Even Tarte's 2023 Dubai influencer trip received backlash for the very same reasons. So as well as ensuring that content resonates with the influencer's audience, it's also important that you are targeting the right audience. For example, if you own a swimwear brand want to promote bikinis in the UK, you wouldn't necessarily want to work with a profile whose audience is 95% men who live in the USA. Otherwise, your ROI might end up being flushed right down the toilet. You can ask influencers for the analytics manually, or you can use a tool like Modash to quickly vet out these important details before reaching out to them. You don't want to waste your own time, do you? Number 4, vet out past brand collaborations. Referring back to our survey, 75% of marketers said that they would vet out previous sponsored content before making a decision. Personally, I actually think this is a great way to see how the creator's followers have reacted to previous sponsored content and how well that content integrates. For example, did the creator tell a compelling story? Was it too salesy? How did the engagement compare to other content? Whilst I do recognise that influencers need to make a living, however, I will say this, too much sponsored content can be a red flag since they might be exhausting their audience with too many sponsorships. The best influencers know this already, and they have a healthy mix of branded content and also sponsored content on their profile. You can manually vet out a profile and use a tool like Modash to filter out sponsored content. There are dates present in every post and even a timeline so you can see how far apart they are. You can even check out the paid post performance, which compares average likes of sponsored content versus the average likes of organic content. Well done, Khloe Kardashian, because she scores a stunning 100%. Number 5, check for controversies and safeguard your brand. I would say that this step is down to the discretion of the influencer marketing manager. You might not choose to vet in this way if you are gifting to a very small creator. But the number of brand PR disasters that have happened directly from an influencer scandal or problematic tweets is astonishing, so I can't not cover it. One quick way of doing this is by setting up some social listening or simply Googling their name and adding the keyword controversy or scandal after it. You would be surprised at the kind of things that can pop up out of the blue. You may also want to check creator profiles for inflammatory and also political content. For example, you might not want to proceed with an influencer if they swear a lot in their content, and you might not want your sponsored posts to drown between political content. For example, Lego partners with family-friendly creators, ensuring that the audience remains safe for children, whereas Adidas had to cut ties with Kanye West due to his anti-Semitic remarks. Adidas, by the way, was left with 1.3 billion worth of unsold Yeezys, which took a few years to completely sell out. Yikes. I say that these were the top 5 ways to effectively vet influencers before working with them. However, I have been doing this for quite a long time and I have a few unconventional ways to further your vetting. I'm going to do this in a quick rapid fire round. I'm going to see if I can get this out in a minute. So cue that timer. Number 1, check gossip forums. You never know what you might find. Number 2, check Reddit to see if they have engaged in anything that might reflect badly on you. Number 3, search for old tweets by using X's advanced search page or use tools like the Wayback Machine. Number 4, ask for affiliate performance and vet out clicks and ROI. Number 5, ask for retention time analytics on previous sponsored form content. You want your ad to be seen. Number 6, maybe reach out to your contacts, especially if they have worked with that said influencer before. You never know, they might be an absolute diva. Number 7, I would say, was the most important. Vet out who they associate with on social media. Maybe they hang out with a group who have a bad reputation or don't align with your brand. Okay, I think I actually did that in under a minute. Maybe I might have been just over. Lastly, before I wrap things up, when working with influencers, it is important to have a strong morality clause in contracts to protect your brand against controversy. We actually do have a dedicated video on contracts coming your way very shortly, so be sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss that video. There we go, now you know how to vet influencers like a pro, and let's hope that you don't ever end up working with a scandalous influencer. It is rare. If you would like to hear what our 29 marketers said when we surveyed them, I have left a link to that article down in the description. If you also have any other tips that you would like to share, please drop them down in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye.